Okay, so now we're on the Form G. For the 3-5, it's a 3-5 practice. We're going to go through the Form G together, and then y'all do this for homework. The Form K. Okay, so to find angle 1, you're going to add these two and then subtract from 180. So they add to 155, 92 plus 63. And then you do 180 minus 155 and you get 25. So there was no shortcut on this one. It was just add your angles up and then subtract from 180. This one, they're pointing to the inside on both of them, so same procedure. They just add to 107, and then you do 180 minus 107 is 73. And this one, they add to 120, and so then you get 60. 180 minus 120 is 60. Any questions about those? Okay, the next one, again, what we want to do is look and see if there's two numbers in a certain triangle. So 28 and 85 are in the same triangle, so we're going to work with that. So 85 plus 28 is 113, and that's what y is. That's your two remote interior angles, and y is your exterior for that. So even though it's in a different triangle, it's still exterior to this one, if you can visualize that. So y is exterior. Now the next part is just do 180 minus that answer to figure out x. So 180 minus 113 is 67, so that's x. And you can do x, which was 67, minus 17 to get z. 67 minus 17 equal 50, which is z. Whoops, I should have just circled the 50. So in this case, the x is exterior to the other triangle. And so we could use our shortcut, which is basically the x answer minus the 17 to get this one. So they kind of look in corresponding positions, but they're not equal because the lines are not parallel. But that's one way you can think about it. They're in corresponding positions, but not parallel, so they're not equal. But it could help you with reasonable answers, like if x was 67, then I would expect this one to be a little smaller, and it is. Any questions? Okay, now for number 5, again, look for one that has two numbers in the same triangle, and so that's going to be this one. So we do 57 plus 24, which adds up to 81, which is what y is. So again, the y was the exterior. And then because it makes a straight line, it's a linear pair with z. And so we just do 180 minus 81. And that's 99 for z. So at this point, we've got y and z. We still need to get x. Okay, so on this one, to get x, I'm just going to use the normal method without a shortcut. I guess I could show both ways. I want to do 40 plus 81, and I get 121. And then 180 minus 121, which is 59. Let's see. Okay, so the y answer we knew was 81, and then this is 40. Yeah, and I add those together, and then I take it away from 180 to figure out that one. Yeah. So you could do it that way, or you could say, I know my z answer, because remember we say x and z are in corresponding positions. I know my z answer was 99, and I subtract 40, because that's one of the remote interior angles, to get the other. And so that's another way to get 59. So we know that x is 59. Does that make sense? Okay, good stuff. And then number 6, the 50 and 84 are in the same triangle. So I'm going to do 84 plus 50 and get 134. And that's my y answer. Because of the remote interior. Remember, the two remote interior angles add up to whatever the exterior is. And from there, we need to use the fact that y and z are a linear pair. So we do 180 minus 134, and we get 46 for z. And then if you use the shortcut, you're going to have the z part, which is 46, minus the 13 to give you 33 for x. Or if you wanted to do it the longer way, which is fine, 134 plus 13 is 147, and then 180 minus 147 is 33. So it does work out both ways if you prefer it that way. Okay. The next one for A, 7A, which angle is exterior? It's angle 1. What are the remote interiors? 70 and 38. So 70, 38. And then what are angles 1 and 2? So angle 1 would be 70 plus 38, which is 108. And then angle 2 would be 180 minus 108, which is 72. So again, we're looking for angles that are a linear pair. Okay, on number 8, you have a couple of different ways to do it. You could say 90 plus this angle equals 180. Or since you know this is 90, then that means these two have to add up to 90. So we're going to say 8x plus 2 plus 9x plus 3 equal 90. Because we know those two are complementary. And then the next part to know is, remember, the equal sign is like a barrier. And so even though you see 2 and 3 and you see a 90, don't make anything 95. Okay, so you can't just combine all the numbers. You got to stop at the equal. So you go 8x plus 9x is 17x, and 2 plus 3 is 5. and then bring down the equal 90. I think that'll help you a little bit more as you're solving your equations. From there you want to subtract 5, because you always subtract before dividing. And then you go 17x equal 85. And then your next step is to divide now that x is by itself. And so you get that to be 5. So it does end up being a whole number. 85 divided by 17 is 5. In addition to wanting the value, it also wants to measure the angles, and so we've got to plug it in. So 9 times 5 plus 3 is 48. 9 times 5 is 45, plus 3 is 48. And 8 times 5 plus 2, that's 40 plus 2 is 42. And if you want to check your answer, that'd be 48 plus 42 is 90, which it should, because, you know, they're complementary. So your answers are 5, 48, and 42. Any questions? Okay, now in this next one, you've got x, 2x plus 6, and 2x minus 6. If both of these were the same, like if they both said plus x, if they both said plus 6 or minus 6, then it'd be isosceles and you'd set these equal. But instead, we just need to add all three of them up to 180. So we've got 2x plus 6 plus 2x minus 6 plus x equals 180. And then just combine your like terms that are on the left side of the equal sign. 2x plus 2x is 4x, plus x is 5x. And then your 6 minus 6 cancels. So we have 5x equal 180. So from there, you need to just do 180 divide by 5, which is 36. And so we can put that right there. And then plug it in. So 2 times 36 plus 6. Make sure when you're using your calculator, especially if you use the parentheses sign instead of the times sign, that you make sure your 36 is inside the parentheses and then the plus 6 is outside. Okay, so there you get 78. Notice it changed it to the dot, which is the same thing as if you do your 2 times 36. So it changed the time sign to that. So same answer in either case. So this is going to be 78. And then 2 times 36 minus 6. What I wanted to remind y'all of is on the calculator, if you use this up arrow part, it remembers like your command history. So I don't need the 78. I do want this, but then I'm just going to change it to a minus. So delete and then put a minus. It's a little shortcut. And then you get 66. And again, to check it, if you want to, you do 78 plus 66 plus 36, and that gets 180. You don't have to write the check if you don't want to. Any questions? Okay. Number 10. In the figure at the right, ED is perpendicular to CB, so that's why we have our right angle. And it says ED bisects angle CDB. Okay, so remember when we say it bisects, that means that it sets it into two equal parts. So we know these two angles are equal. And you want to find out what DBA is. So if we got a 90 there, we got a 90 here. And if those two are equal, then we'll probably need to find out x first and do 2x plus a half x equal 90. Okay, so on this case, you just say 2 plus a half, either as a fraction or as a decimal. So you get 2.5. So 2.5x equal 90. And then on that one, 90 divided by 2.5 gives you 36. So x is 36. Now, how we use that is we have to take half of it to figure out what this angle is. So half of 36 would be 18. So 18 for that angle and that angle. And then these are the ones that are kind of like in corresponding positions. And we're going to do 90 minus 18. Wait a second. 90 plus 18, because the A is the exterior. So we need to do 90 plus 18, and we get 108, which is our answer. So we're basically adding, the 90 and 18 to get 108. This inside one would have been 72 if you do it the other way. But then this would have added up to 180, so you could have done 180 minus 72 to get 108. Any questions? Okay, number 11. So on this one, what is the measure of each angle in an isosceles right triangle? Okay, so the characteristics of an isosceles right triangle are that two angles are equal and two sides are equal. So when we draw our isosceles right triangle, try to make this and this look the same length. However it's oriented, it could be upside down like that, or flipped around, or whatever. But try to make two of the lengths the same, and then your hypotenuse should be longer. And to figure it out, you'd say 90 divided by 2 is 45. So that'll help you to know your answer is 45, 45, and 90. So you got 45 and 45 for the two acute angles, and the 90 is the other one. And again, the explained part was about two angles equal and two sides equal. Any questions? Okay. Then this one says the ratio of the angle measures of the acute angle is 2 to 3. Remember from the notes, we said if it's a ratio like that, then you're going to want to do, like in this case, 2x plus 3x. And to figure out the other part, we know it was a right triangle, so these two have to add up to 90. So 2x plus 3x equal 90 because it's a right triangle. So then we say 5x equal 90. So then we do 90 divided by 5, and that gives us 18. So then we say the 2x angle would be 18 times 2, which is 36. And the 3x angle would be 18 times 3, which is 54. Any questions on that? So remember, if you see ratio and the 2:3, this part you don't have to write. The 2:3 means 2/3. It's the ratio, it's a fraction. Okay, next, this one, your paragraph proof. Prove that the exterior angle always equals 360. This one's a long proof, and I'd rather not do it on the Form G. Let me see if it's on the Form K also. No. Okay, so we'll just skip that one. I like it better on the proofs if there's just certain blanks, so I'm okay with skipping 13. Number 14, a ramp built for wheelchairs is shown below, and you've got a 90-degree angle and an 82. So find the measures of the remote interior for that, for angle R. So R is this bigger angle, and so 90 and 82 are your answers. 90, 82. And then it says find angle R. So we just do 90 plus 82 and get 172. And then it says find the measures of the remote interior angles for R. Isn't that just a duplicate? Yeah, that's a copy-paste thing that they did. We can cross out this other part for the A and B because it's the same thing. Okay. Let's skip number 15 also. Trying to finish this up before the bell. So we're skipping the error analysis this time. On number 16, find the missing angle measure. So we've got 72 and 86, which is 158, which would be this angle that's exterior. And then we do 180 minus 158, and we get 22 for angle 3 and 4. Because those are vertical angles. And then how we get angle 5 is we do 70 plus 22, which is 92, and then 180 minus 92, and so we get 88 for angle 5. And then number 17, the two angles that are in the same triangle are 116 and 31. So that's 147. And then to get angle 1, we need 180 minus 147, which is 33. And to get angle 2, we see the triangle it's in, and we just do 90 minus 38. (90 minus 38 is 52. So 52 for angle 2. Okay, the last one says two angles of a triangle measure 53 and 39. What is the measure of the largest exterior angle? So I'm going to draw a triangle. I'm going to put 53 and 59 here and figure out the other angle. 53 plus 59 adds up to 112. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. 39. Yeah, I got in a hurry. 53 plus 39. Yeah, that's 92 right there. So then 180 minus 92 is 88. So the biggest answer would be when you add the two biggest angles together. And so you're going to do 88 plus 53, which is 141. So that's your biggest exterior. It's from the two biggest angles. If you added 39 and 59, your exterior would be smaller, and so forth. If you added 39 and 88, it'd be smaller. Okay, so that's all of Form G. Don't forget to do the Form K for homework.